Well, I wanted to play something a little bit more solid than I did the last time I had black.
Я хотел чуть-чуть поконсервативнее сыграть, чем в прошлый раз, когда играл черными.
And I wasn't sure what to expect, but
Не знал точно, что ожидать от белых.
bishop g4, bishop takes f6. Okay, so well, the position is I mean, it looks rather quiet. White has the idea of playing pawn to c5 and pawn to f4, and then black has kind of rather a passive position, but an extremely solid one.
У белых идеи поставить пешку на c5 и другой на f4, заткнуть позицию, а у черных, хотя как бы довольно пассивная позиция, но зато очень такая солидная, непробиваемая.
So for this reason I spent some time, I wasn't sure whether that's what I actually wanted to do, so I was thinking about playing something a little bit more active, like e5 in this position.
Я не был уверен, что это то, что я хотел получить, поэтому я думал о ходе e5 здесь.
But in general it's a little bit risky to play like this, given that white has the two bishops. It sort of makes, I mean, my light squares become a little bit weak this way, so on some kind of positional basis, I decided not to do this, but maybe it would be interesting.
При открытии позиции два слона белых начинают функционировать намного лучше, я все-таки решил так не рисковать.
So I played this, castles.
Обе стороны делают развивающиеся ходы.
So, for example, white had the option to play c5 here.
Белые могли заткнуть позицию ходом c5.
Well, it's quite a white really is the only one with winning chances because black doesn't have any breaks, but yeah, black is extremely solid, so it will be very difficult, and I think
очень сложно пробить позицию черных после c5.
I think he was playing for somewhat more active play.
Белые пытались найти более активный план.
Well, I didn't want to allow this forever, so I decided to change things.
Я хотел давать белым возможность в любой момент заткнуть позицию таким образом, поэтому я завоевал поле c4 своим конем.
So knight c4. Well, this is quite interesting. I mean, the knight is, of course, a little bit. It's a bit double-edged to do this because I may just lose a pawn. I mean, it doesn't really have any escape squares, but I kind of. Well, at first I saw the idea to play knight d7 and then g5, and that kind of persuaded me I would have enough counterplay to justify this. And then later I saw the idea of playing king h8, rook g8 and g5 as I played. And when I saw that, I was actually reasonably happy with my position.
Ну, в принципе, это довольно сложное позиционное решение, потому что конь на c4, он застревает, и если белые могут напасть на него слоном, с f1, например, и взять, то просто черные теряют пешку. В связи с этим надо рассчитать было контр-игру, которую черные могут сделать, чтобы помешать этому простому плану в статичной позиции. И я наметил в итоге король h8, ладья g8, g5, вскрытием линии g, и понял, что у белых просто, наверное, не хватит времени бесплатно забрать коня на c4 и пешку. И когда я это увидел, то уже пошел на это.
Well, here he played bishop e1. I think maybe it was safer to play. I mean, it's possible to play something like rook e. Well, actually, I'm not sure what to recommend. I mean, bishop e1. Yeah, rook e1 is interesting. So either I can try to take on d2 and just to play solidly and sort of make a draw somehow. The other possibility is king h8, bishop f1, rook g8, and then if white plays, for example, d takes, queen e2, then g5 is already rather. Looks like quite dangerous counterplay to me.
То есть на ход ладья e1 у меня было два варианта: или взять на d2 просто конем в какой-то момент там на первом или втором ходу, или начать контр-игру с король h8, ладья g8, g5. Вот, например, в этой позиции уже у черных довольно такая приличная контр-игра.
So bishop e1 is more ambitious because this knight doesn't have the option to exchange, but
Слон
of
E1
course
более амбициозно, но, конечно,
white pieces are a little bit congested over here. So
сковывает белых все фигуры чуть натыкаются друг на друга.
so I was happy with this plan.
Мне нравился мой план, король h8.
So knight e2, rook g8, knight g3, g5. Well, I was expecting f5 here.
Я ожидал f5 здесь.
And then I thought perhaps I would play g4,
Понял g4,
h4, and then knight d7,
конь d7,
h5,
h5.
and then I had the idea of playing bishop h4,
Слон h4,
and so I'm threatening to take on g3, and then
угроза
knight
слон
takes
g3, конь
e3,
e3,
queen d3,
Ферзь
and then
d3,
follow it up with queen
ферзь
g5.
g5.
And it looked, I didn't really see what white was going to do about this. Okay, it's possible to play e4, but
Можно играть e4, но это жертва пешки. It's already a pawn sacrifice.
yeah,
Or even you can take and king e3 check.
yes, something like this is quite possible. Queen takes, knight takes e3, rook f2, and then, well, it's not so obvious how to continue as well.
He takes f5.
E takes f5, maybe e takes d5,
C takes d5.
c takes d5, bishop d2,
Takes on g2 and
king takes, and then white is somehow getting the initiative.
yeah, maybe.
Well, I was thinking about this. At least
Это
I,
один из вариантов, может быть, на h5 забрать место ферзь h6.
Maybe queen h5 instead of queen h5.
but if I play in this position queen h5, yeah, maybe.
Well, the bishop
It's not clear what white has. Yeah, white's bishops actually
Слоны
look
упираются
rather
в
weak.
пешки, непонятно.
Maybe white goes e5 here. Then I maybe grab the b file. Well, actually, maybe I don't also even need to take this pawn immediately. Maybe if I just play rook b8,
Может быть, сразу ладья b8, пешка не бежит.
then white is in a bit of a mess.
I think that is better.
Yeah, could be.
И черных может быть перевес здесь.
So, in any case, white played queen f3, which was a bit of a surprise, but
Чуть-чуть меня удивило, но
okay, on we go.
дало
G4.
возможность пойти g4.
Well, it was possible to maybe play a little bit differently, but I thought this looked quite promising because,
Well, you could maybe take on queen b8 sometimes.
yes, I thought about it. G takes f4. Actually, I thought if queen takes f4, queen b8 is very safe for black
Я
and
думал, что здесь очень хороший позиционный
probably a small advantage, but
перевесом.
maybe even a large advantage. But actually, I didn't know what I would play after e
Но не
takes
знал, что
f4.
делать после e f4.
Because then somehow, well, it's a little bit tricky because white is a bit safer on the king's side.
Threatening f5, just positioning.
Knight.
f5, e5.
Yeah, but in general, I was a bit worried about rook c1. So, for example, I mean, probably not f5 here, but queen takes c6, and then white's king is extremely safe, and all of my pawns are falling apart.
В таком варианте.
But maybe before f5 you can play rook c8. Don't give up.
Yeah. Rook c8 is probably stronger, but maybe f5 here. F5, e5.
So this stuff on the king side
Yeah.
is not very
Yeah.
promising.
Yeah. No, I think black has various good options. Maybe this is one.
Because it opened up, but the king side doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
Черных.
So bishop d takes e5, maybe a knight e5. Well, you know, the problem is that it's always going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, it's maybe I come back to c4, but
Then maybe take with the other knight.
maybe I take with the other knight. But then,
Coming back. Take on c5 maybe.
yeah, but then maybe bishop. Well, I agree. It looks like black is doing well.
Like both of them.
Yeah.
Да, у черных тут может быть хорошая позиция.
But okay, g4 is what I decided to play.
Я
H
выбрал
takes,
g4.
knight takes.
G4.
So now I have the idea of bringing the queen to the h file and queen h2.
Теперь у меня идея ферзь h4 и h2 мат.
Clever stuff.
No, you're threatening bishop c5, yeah?
Maybe I am, yeah,
Уже
Уже
exactly.
угрожаю, видимо, слон c5, до цифр g4 с матом.
So rook c1 I expected. I didn't see what else white could play.
How
And
does that
now,
defend?
so if I play bishop c5, then I think white could play rook takes c4,
Ладья c5,
H4?
queen h,
Queen g4.
queen. Oh wow, queen h4, queen g4. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I guess that's it.
queen g4, rook c5. Well, actually, it's still not clear.
но все равно не ясная позиция, потому что грозит h4.
Well, I don't know. Actually,
F3 and rook f8
But
and rook c2, I think. F3, queen g6, f5, and then rook c2, and knight h1. But then also not enough.
but still, h4, h3. But in this position, actually, maybe white can play bishop h3.
Но здесь может быть просто слон h3.
And then queen h4, then you just take this and white is a piece up.
Да,
Okay, actually it's still not so simple, but
понятно, что у тебя еще какая-то контр-игра.
but I thought queen f8 was the right way. And now if white plays rook takes c4, then it's very important that black can play queen h6. And there is no good answer to
Здесь уже нет защиты.
but still, bishop h3 I expected.
Ожидал
Knight f6.
слон h3.
Well, it's possible to play like this, but then rook takes
Опять же, ладья
c4,
c4 до цифр c6.
and probably queen takes c6. And actually, I mean, well, I mean, it's very hard to tell what is going on. I mean, white has
Сложно оценить
certainly
позицию,
good
но явно у
practical
белых
compensation.
хорошая практическая компенсация.
So I came back with the knight, and now I was thinking
Я
actually
вернулся
rook
на
takes c4.
И все равно считал, что
Well,
ладья
my
c4
original
до
intention was to take this, queen takes c6, and then play queen h6.
Я вот
And
планировал так
now,
сыграть.
if white plays bishop g2,
На
then
слон
knight
g2, конь
g4
g4.
again. But I thought white could maybe play queen h1 in this
Но
position.
здесь может быть ферзь h1 очень сильно.
Because a queen exchange is, well, probably in white's favor.
b8.
But I had an idea as well, rook takes c4. I was thinking about playing queen h6.
Но может быть ферзь h6 сразу.
Not to let him play queen h1.
Exactly. And then, well, maybe king g2, d takes c4. It's still possible for white to play like this, but
Maybe knight d5.
exactly. So, and now white isn't able to somehow.
Белые фигуры натыкаются друг на друга.
Yeah, white pieces are a bit more clumsy.
This was battle.
Could be. But still, it's not. Yeah, probably this is good for black. Although, oh no, sorry, you can't do that. So okay, queen h6, and the other possibility, if white does.
Если ладья b4.
Sorry, maybe bishop takes e6.
Слон бьет
F6,
e6.
c6,
Ладья
rook b4,
b4,
knight
конь
g4.
g4.
No, maybe knight. What was I thinking? Maybe knight e4, I think.
Даже конь e4.
No, I think I wanted to play maybe knight g4,
Конь g4.
queen h1,
Конь h1.
bishop h4,
Слон h4.
rook, well, either b6 or
И ладья
b7.
b7.
And then,
Maybe have knight e3.
yeah, I thought,
Maybe
well,
knight e3 instead of rook g6. Knight e3 takes it. Queen h6, bishop f4 check.
yeah, but then I'm a pawn up and white will have very good, so if I play knight takes e3, actually I was thinking about this, f takes, bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes, so, well, actually white can play queen g7 here, it seems.
Check.
No, then rook takes, yeah, black is some material up. But in this position, also, if white plays king here, bishop takes and rook f7, it's rather unclear still. Maybe white is better still, in fact. But I thought, I was thinking about this, but I thought if I just play rook g6,
Ну,
rook
я думал
g8,
просто ладья g6, потом ладья g8, и вот
I didn't think white would survive.
я не думал, что белые выживут.
Analogous to again with Rajab.
Bad memories.
Плохую память, да. Похоже на партию с Раджабом, но с обратными цветами.
Okay, so, well, I'm not sure. Queen h6 I thought was probably my intention, but I wasn't completely decided. So king h2, and now, well, I didn't see exactly how to continue on the king side, so I thought I should bring another piece.
Как продолжить на королевском фланге, поэтому я просто начал дальше развивать фигуры.
But when he played e4, I was
Когда белые сыграли e4, я заволновался.
Because I didn't see how to continue and
Не понимал, как продолжать.
well, I mean, white in general has the idea, if I play some move, I don't know, queen h6 for example, then white plays rook takes c4, d takes, bishop c3, and I don't have knight d5
Здесь
now.
уже конь d5 нет.
And so, I mean, you know, just visually, black has exactly, yes. I didn't
Визуально выглядит ужасно за черных. То есть у белых такая компенсация.
So I thought also about playing rook b2 here.
Я думал про ход
Rook takes c4, d takes c4, bishop c3, and then maybe some either rook c2 or rook takes a2. Because then I'm always somehow able to take this bishop if I need to. But still, I didn't particularly like it, so I thought I had to. Well, and then I saw that this idea was interesting. And I liked it.
Мне очень понравилось, что получается.
So if white plays queen takes g3, it's knight d4, queen d3. So white is threatening rook takes c4. But then queen h6, rook takes c4, queen takes f4 check, and black is doing well.
Ферзь h6 входит в игру и белый проигрывает.
So f takes g3. D takes c4, queen c3, knight b2. So I calculated this idea. Yeah. So this side, I didn't actually see this possibility. And
это я не видел, но это, конечно.
But now you say it, I can see that it's extremely strong.
Rook h1. If you don't find rook h1, you can resign.
Okay.
But after rook h1, it's not like you still have all the counterplay you have in the game.
But then I should play knight b2 now? Or?
Knight e3 maybe.
Of course, yeah. Black's doing great.
I mean, the computer values the position as like plus half a pawn maybe for black. But playing the next move is really
no, this would have been much better. But okay, knight b2 is also not ridiculous because knight is coming. I mean, this is the idea which I saw is playing knight to d3. And of course, this knight is coming to d5. So actually, I expected d5 here.
I think d5 is the best.
Я ожидал здесь d5.
E takes d5, bishop f2. And then, well, I didn't see exactly. Maybe king g8 is best. Because I was looking at knight d3, bishop d4, queen h6 maybe. But then white plays, I think, rook b1.
I mean, it's still obviously very complicated.
Yeah.
Ладья b1 все равно очень сложная позиция.
Yeah.
Ладья g8, ладья b7.
But it's very important for white to get this diagonal.
It's very important to play d5. Очень важно было сыграть d5, чтобы иметь контр-игру.
Открыть диагональ.
But I maybe had some other ideas also. I could play queen g7 here.
Еще возможно ферзь g7 здесь. Rook b1.
What was?
I guess rook b1.
And then maybe rook g8.
Rook g1. Unless g4.
And then I saw knight f2. Actually, I saw this was possible. I didn't know if it was any good. But
I don't know if it's g4, maybe?
Yeah, maybe g4. Maybe, I mean, could easily be completely lost at this point already. Maybe this was much stronger.
No, I think king g8 is...
so king g8 here.
It's just the way to play it.
And then bishop d4?
On d4, тогда knight...
Maybe now queen h6.
Knight e4. Yeah, now queen h6. Yeah, the knight's not hanging, so you can even move it. You can move the knight, like knight d7, for instance, to attack the pawns.
Well, I can't move it here.
Knight d7? Knight d7 you can't.
Yeah.
Can d7 use. Yeah. so simple.
So queen h6, maybe
Yeah.
rook b1.
Yeah, b1.
Да, очень сложная позиция.
Да, тут, может быть, не срастается у черных.
Well, it can go very badly wrong
Yeah.
very quickly as well. So I was very sure that d5 was the
Я
right
был
way.
уверен, что d5 правильный ход.
Well, maybe black is in trouble. I don't know.
Может быть, у черных проблема.
Okay, he played rook b1
На d3 is another move.
after d5. Yeah, I wondered, but
Конь
I
d3 еще
guess
есть такая
white should play
возможность.
d6.
Да, yeah, of course,
then-
it's better than with the pawn on d4, but,
Yeah,
but
and then
this-
bishop d8.
bishop
Well,
d8
actually, even if white simply plays bishop, I mean, if you just
Даже
ignore
если
this rook,
слон
bring
f2,
this bishop, it must be.
yeah.
I mean, this pawn is very strong.
Пешка d сильно, конечно. Yeah. Although rook b2, I was thinking that
Bishop f2.
Oh, maybe not.
Then rook c2. Yeah, I think it's very risky to let this pawn down. So yeah, maybe d5 was good for white. I
Может
don't
быть,
know.
после d5 может быть у белых лучше. Не знаю. On the other hand, the exchange tactic is absolutely sound if you play queen h6.
Yeah, exactly.
С другой стороны, жертва качества правильная, если найти ход ферзь h6. Так что
Okay, so rook b1 is what
No,
happens.
сыграл
I think
b1.
he thought that he could hold his position together here, but
казалось,
It's
что
very
белым,
difficult,
что можно держать позицию
I
такими простыми средствами, но это очень
so
сложно.
queen d2, knight c4 takes, queen e2, knight e3.
I think
Okay,
practically white should have taken on a6 at this point.
sorry.
On
Что
a6.
здесь нужно было
After
сесть на
93.
a6.
I didn't think about it.
The ending would at least be okay, but okay, the knights are not weaker than the rook. at this
Maybe.
point, probably.
Yeah,
And if you take bishop f1, it comes into the game. So
maybe
bishop f6 at some point, but yeah, take bishop
bishop
f6.
f1. Well, at least I think black doesn't need to be worried, but
Yeah, maybe it's reasonable on both sides. Queen a4 or something. I don't know.
queen a4, well,
Queen b1
already
you have.
queen b2 or queen,
Yeah, maybe not so easy.
maybe queen b1 actually. I mean,
Могу ферзь b1.
this looks like it could be
Queen
awful
e2.
for white. Queen e2, bishop f6.
Bishop f6. Bishop g2. Yes. It's survivable.
Yeah, maybe queen, maybe yeah,
Bishop f6 immediately. But then anyway, queen e2. Yes.
bishop f6. Yeah, queen e2.
I mean, bishop,
Yeah, white
maybe
is-
bishop g2. But I
Yeah.
think white can survive.
Maybe this is better.
With queen
Yeah.
a6. Just. Мне кажется, белые могли бы выжить с ферзь h6, но после ладья h1 опасно пересечь, конечно.
So bishop f6, and now bishop g2 is a blunder.
Теперь слон g2 просто
Зевок.
I guess bishop f2 is possible.
слон
Bishop takes
f2, слон
d4,
d4,
and now maybe rook d1 or something like that. But
ладья
then
d1, тогда
queen
ферзь
b4,
h4.
and it looks unpleasant for white still.
Неприятная позиция, конечно, у белых.
Okay, bishop g2 is a
После
mistake.
слон g2 конец сразу.
Bishop takes d4,
Слон
bishop
d4,
e4, knight
слон
f4,
d4, f4.
and now so if white moves the queen to d2,
Mate.
then it's actually mate in one. And if queen to f3,
Если
then
ферзь
the
f3,
queen
то ферзь
comes
b2.
there. So g takes f4, queen takes f4,
ферзь f4,
bishop g3, queen takes e4,
e4.
rook e1, and now, well, I saw that if I play queen f5, he doesn't really have any moves here.
Я увидел, что после ферзь f5 просто у белых нет хода. In fact, the computer suggests either a3 or a4.
Oh wow, okay,
So that proves you're right.
yeah. Well, I wasn't. I
Компьютер
thought,
предлагает a3 или a4 после хода
Yeah.
ферзь f5. поэтому Показывает, что у белых просто нет ходов. в этой позиции.
so the end.
Слон g6,
Okay,
король
one
g4, король g2, шах.
in time trouble.
e5,
e5, and then rook g1,
h1, ферзь f4,
and then finally the
король
queen
h1.
gets. So now
После
if
король
you play
g3,
king g3, there's actually a nice line here.
выиграю
Knight f5,
конь f5, король
Queen
h4,
h4.
ферзь h4.
and now king takes
И
f5,
мат
queen
на h4.
f4, or you can do something like this.
Или как-то так.
Thank you. Спасибо. Есть ли вопросы у аудитории? Пожалуйста.
Я как корреспондент главной военной газеты регулярно предлагаю читателям решить комбинацию расписок. И обычно спрашиваю разрешение. Разрешаете ли вы использовать две ваши комбинации? Эту и противорогонятную.
Journalist is a correspondent of the newspaper. He holds a column there, and he uses games from grandmasters and usually asks them for permission to use the combinations that they played in his columns. Would you give your concession to do that for this game and the game against Saranyan?
Yeah, I guess. Naturally, yeah.
Knight takes f4 in this game.
Sorry?
To find the move knight f4 in this game, this one. Knight takes f4.
Ah, yeah.
And bishop takes f3 in the game with Aranyan.
I forgot the game, but...
Уже подзабыл, но можно.
Thank you. Спасибо. Есть ли еще вопросы? Пожалуйста.
Before the tournament, you were definitely considered as an outsider. After beating three such top players, with what feelings will you come out for your game with Carlsen tomorrow?
Well, of course, I'm in a good mood.
Я в хорошем расположении духа, естественно.
But well, yeah, it will be an interesting game. I mean, I tried to play some interesting kind of chess here, and had some successes and a few accidents as well. So we'll I don't know. I hope for an interesting one at least.
Я пытался играть в интересные шахматы здесь. Было несколько успехов и несколько, так сказать, аварий. Но будет интересно, я думаю. В любом случае.
Спасибо, да, пожалуйста.
Did you compare your feelings after the first two rounds and at this point?
Well, yeah, after the first two rounds, of course, I wasn't very happy. Yeah. But these things can happen, and I knew that it could happen as well. So
я знал, что все возможно, и все может случиться, так что, естественно, не был очень рад после первых двух туров. Это вы спрашиваете или нам спросить? Do you feel bad for Morozevich?
Well, yes, but not bad enough not to try to win the game. I mean.
Но недостаточно, так сказать, жалко, чтобы не пытаться выиграть партию.
Thank you. Спасибо.